Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again, people. I mean, I'll tell you what I'm laughing about in a second. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. And before we do anything else, I got to give a big happy birthday shout out. You guys, hey, here's something. Do people sing the same happy birthday song in Canada? Might be a dumb question. I don't know. But is it just like a bunch of do you add like happy birthday to you is that a Canadian version? All kidding aside, people, happy birthday to Melanie. She is the lucky better half to Christian, the Canadian connection. You see him in here all the time donating and commenting and whatnot. Happy birthday to her. I know the beer is going to flow. Have fun, you guys. Do something weird to each other tonight. All right, make that marriage a little even more spicy. But happy birthday, Melanie. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate the emails, the jokes and whatnot, the 411 and what's going on up there in America's hat. Thank you very much, young lady. I appreciate it. You guys wish her a happy birthday as well. Guys, I mean, what the fuck? So we'll get to Good Gun and all that stuff, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do Good Gun sponsor, and then I'm gonna tell you what the fuck I'm laughing at because it's funny, but it's not funny. But what else are you supposed to do? What else are you supposed to do? It's almost like they don't monitor social media. They don't watch TV. They don't do nothing. They're so out of touch. There's somebody out there with no arms who's more in touch than they are. Joe Dix, what's up? He says, shout out from Boston. What up, man? Shout out to everybody in the comment section. The birthday girl. Looks like her husband's all up in here already. He might have popped the super chat cherry. Tim, Tammy, I see you all. Robert Boykert, I respect that. Chrome, everybody. Brian King B. Falcon, I see you all. Vegan Cat. Christian, he says we're still young. That's right. You're only as old as you feel. Heidi, JJ Finnegan, Catherine, Miss S66. Everybody, damn it. DMW 247 TV, Mark E. Mark, Joyce, Mason. Let's get through this so we can get to this, okay? This live stream is brought to you by Boomer Boost. Boomer Boost is a complete, comprehensive, all-in-one powerhouse nutritional supplement designed specifically to boost energy naturally and support vital body functions, including heart health, circulation, muscle function, healthy bones, and vision. Boomer Boost is really easy to use. It comes in a powder form. Just add it to water. It tastes great. It takes a minute to mix up in the morning, and it's great nutrition for you that will last you the whole day. Go to boomerboost.com by clicking the link in the description box and use promo code Jericho, all caps, to receive $5 off your first purchase. We never forget our first. mygreengear.com, jerichogreen.net, P.O. Box, if you want to do it old school. Matter of fact, I'm going to the post office today. P.O. Box 806, Olivehurst, California, 95961-9998. Venmo's GreenforGreen, Cashapp, $ Jericho Green, and the number 1. Shout out to Ulysses. Shot me a donation on Venmo yesterday. I sure appreciate that. Looks like that cherry has been popped. Christian, the Canadian connection. What's up, yo hoser? What are you talking about? He says, boom, cherry pop. Man, you have fun tonight with your beautiful wife. Like I said, do something weird, okay? Lord German Osbando says, my mom got triggered at your thumbnail. It's going to make sense. When I tie it all together, it's going to make sense. Black Lake, what up? So let's talk about that thumbnail, shall we? You know who that is. That's the sniffer of the young, our grandpa in chief, Mr. Hey, this isn't the mall. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. That guy. And he's doing what he does. Remember that? How can you forget it? Could you imagine if his last name was Trump and there were clips? You can go on YouTube right now and there are highlight reels. There are clips. We call them supercuts. There are supercuts of him sniffing young ladies. If he had the different last name, you already know. But that's what he does. And the title is, do you guys want, hey cops, you want a re-sniff? I mean a refund. Because he's all about funding the police now. He's hitting the trail right now in Pennsylvania, Scranton. You know, he's going to say Scranton 50 times while he's there. He's going to talk about his mother and his father and his colloquialisms and how he always said, Joseph. There was always some lesson in everything his dad told him. A bunch of bullshit. Joe Rogan says, vote Republican? Oh, weird. There's a new bill in California that they hope to become law. Who do you think authored it? If it's some weird, crazy shit, if it's something perverted or something to undermine the family, who do you think wrote it? Anthony Weiner. What an unfortunate last name. But there's a new one in California, SB 107. Do not read about it with a full stomach. And a Cincinnati cop, she got fired for saying the word. That's right, the N word. Dun, dun, dun. But there is context, and it is important. I posted it on my Instagram page at JG Talk, and I agree with the officer. Or not agree with her, like she didn't give an opinion, but I don't really care that she did it. And I'll explain why. But let's do Good Gun. And I'm going to tell you why I was laughing when I started my live stream, and that was just just remember that I said they're out of touch. Okay. Here we go. I love the ones where the robbers shoot themselves. What better gun? What's more of a good gun than that? Than them shooting themselves. So this says wig-wearing robber reportedly shoots himself while stealing from McDonald's. Damn it. Why are you doing that? Not shooting yourself, but why are you stealing from McDonald's? A wig-wearing armed robber got more than he bargained for when he attempted to rob a McDonald's in Macon, Georgia on Saturday night. Dante Sherrod Grayer, 26, reportedly entered McDonald's Saturday night, 11 p.m., wearing a black and red colored wig. Grayer asked for the manager, brandished a handgun, and ordered the manager to take him to the office and open the restaurant safe, the Bibb County Sheriff's Office said. How much money do you think is in the McDonald's safe? While Grayer was in the office, the manager and a restaurant employee ran to the front of the McDonald's, officials said. That was when they heard a gunshot from the back office. Grayer was then seen running out of the restaurant towards the Beaconsfield Business Center. According to the sheriff's office, it appeared Grayer accidentally shot himself in the leg during the robbery. No one else was injured during the shooting. Well, that's good news, Mr. Grayer, you dumbass. Witnesses later reported hearing a man screaming for help, authorities said. The suspect was found wearing just his boxers with a gunshot wound to his left thigh. Grayer was found lying near the wig, some clothes and money, and the sheriff's office said. So he just had, it was like a yard sale. Money, wig, clothes, everywhere. Did he get hit by a car or some shit? Grayer was transported to a local hospital and was in stable condition. He was expected to be taken to Bibb County Jail following his release from the hospital. Grayer was not listed as an inmate of Bibb County Jail on Monday. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office said that the investigation into the alleged robbery was ongoing. Saturday's incident was not the first time a robber ended up shooting himself while conducting a crime. In November of 2017, a 19-year-old Chicago man accidentally shot himself in the penis while robbing a hot dog stand. I talked about this last week. Shot himself in the dick with a 38. Oh, man. People. See, that's another reason why you need to acquire guns illegally, and you need to train yourself. Because any legitimate gun training that you take or you look up and do on your own, they're going to tell you first day, at some point in the first day, they're going to tell you, number one, trigger discipline. Don't put your finger on that trigger until you are ready to shoot. Don't do it. You keep your finger off the trigger until it's go time. Number two, the proper storing of your firearm, whether it be in a holster, a lockbox, a safe, but let's just stick to on your person. You put it in a holster, you dumbass, not down your waistband. Don't these people know about self-preservation? No one in their right mind, you're not Riggs from Lethal Weapon, okay? You're not him. You're not a young Mel Gibson with a flowing mane and some cowboy boots and jeans running up the freeway. That's not you. That's just in a movie. You are taking a real risk when you put the barrel of a gun in your pants and aim it at your person. And then was he fumbling or something? You stupid ass. What the fuck? That's what you get, you jackass. And that was good gun, people. Now, let's get all up in this. Let's get in that ass like a bike with no seat. Why was I laughing? I'll tell you why. Because, okay, every time they put Biden, here's what it's like when you see Biden doing a speech. Okay. You ever been somewhere, a wedding, a church, or something like that, and they hand the microphone to a really old person? Somebody so old that you're worried about what is he going to say? What kind of memories are going to bleed together and come out of that hole under his nose? What's he going to say? That's what it's like when you give the microphone to him. What's he going to say? What's going to come out of his mouth? What's he going to fuck up now? Well, today was no different, guys. He's in Pennsylvania, and he's trying to get support for to stop gun violence, gun crime. It's crime. I don't care what you use to commit it. It's just crime. Don't put gun in front of it because that alleviates the suspect, the perpetrator, of blame and responsibility and puts it on the gun. I got a loaded gun in my house right now. I've never woken up in the middle of the night with it standing on my nightstand, pointed at me, ready to shoot. Somebody would have to grab it and, oh, well, you know. See how I did that? I just pulled a Biden right there. Ah, well, forget it. That's what he does. But in the beginning of his speech, and I'm going to play it for you because I'm not going to be the only one with this sound bite and these images in my mind. But he opens up with a story about his mom and shit. He has the Marine Corps band. He's like, give it up for the Marine Corps band. They are very, 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 very. That's too much, dog. You put too much on it. They are so talented, and they can fight too. No, they can't. These aren't real Marines. They're in a band. When I was in the Navy, we had like a band or a color guard or some shit. They didn't even go out to sea. They had easier training than we did. They got to miss out on training so they could go practice, and then they go off to do concerts and shit. Those aren't real Marines. But anyway, he's kissing the Marine's ass, putting too much on it. And then he says this. And this is what I mean about them being out of touch. Nobody has told this man, don't do this shit no more. Don't talk about them. Don't find a child in the front row and talk to her and ask her how old she is. Yes, he just did that.
being here. Thank you for being here. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. How are you, baby? How old are you? How old are you? Almost double figures. Well, look, folks, it's great to be here in Wilkes-Barre. I mean that sincerely.
It's great to be here in Wilkes-Barre. It's Wilkes-Barre, not Wilkes-Barre. Why is he this fool not know anything? Oh, how old are you? Hey, baby. How old are you? No, 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 no. Answer that question. I need to know how aroused I should be. How old are you? Ooh, almost double figures. 9. Right on the cutoff. I don't like him any older than 9. What the fuck? How out of touch are these people? He doesn't know he shouldn't be doing that no more? What the fuck? How old are you, baby? Hey, baby. Ew. Oh my goodness. I was listening to his speech before I got on here, and if I was taking notes, I would have 3, 4 full pages just like in the first 10 minutes. He was already saying weird, perverted shit. He was already trailing off of words, telling stories about, oh, my mother in Scranton. He's walking around the stage and shit. He ain't using a teleprompter. What are they thinking? It is so bad. It was just pandering. Hey, folks. I don't know. Kidding aside. The ultra MAGA, who told him to say that? The extreme MAGA party. What? Why are they so worried about Trump? We aren't that worried about Trump. He's not our everything. Yes, he was a great president. We want him back in the Oval Office. He's 100 times better than your senile old ass. But he's not everything to us. And if Trump were to fuck up, I'd rake his ass over the coals too. I'd want him out of there too. They keep trying to tie everything, the extreme MAGA. They're an affront to our democracy. They want to destroy this country. What the fuck are you talking about? You mean because of some January 6th shit? So this is supposed January 6th, worse than 9/11. Remember hearing them say that? Well, then how come they didn't kill anybody? You had thousands of these extreme MAGA people who stormed the Capitol, their sole intent to kill and grind our democracy that they all of a sudden seem to care about to a halt. Then how come the only person who was killed was Ashley Babbitt, who was on the side of the insurrectionists? Why was she the only one who was killed? You get thousands of people together with a singular focus and they don't kill anybody? But the police, bullshit, look into that. Those police died after that. Some of them months after. What is this shit? That's going to be their downfall. Stop focusing on Trump. Get him out of your mouth. Get his pubes out of your teeth. Stop it. Your main focus does not need to be Trump. It needs to be the betterment of this country and the restoration of this country. Not this version of America that we have now, all underweight and sucked up. That needs to be your singular focus. Stop worrying about Trump. Extreme MAGA. Hey, Joseph, I got your extreme MAGA right here. Clown. What? That fool said, hey, hello, baby. What? Oh my goodness. They are so, that should be the last thing that fool should be doing, is talking to children, girls, in the front row of his speech or wherever the fuck he is. What? Couldn't help himself. Hello, baby. What the fuck? Right off the bat, who is sitting in that audience? Who in the fuck is sitting in that audience riveted? Just, what's just hanging on his very word, his every word. He don't even know what his next word's going to be. Who is sitting there honestly interested by what he's saying and believing what he's saying? Who? It's like giving the microphone to an old senile person at a get-together, not knowing what they're going to say next. Your stomach's in knots, waiting to have to run over there and take the microphone from him. You got your hand wrapped around the mic cord, ready to pull it out of the wall. As soon as grandpa starts going into some racist story from when he was a kid, or when he starts talking about having sex with your grandma, you're waiting to pull the mic cord out to silence him. That's the feeling these people had. What's he going to say? Oh, my goodness. And people, this was in the first 5 minutes of his speech. We were just getting started. I didn't have time to get into it. We were just getting started. If this was a roller coaster, we haven't even gone over the first hump to start going fast. We're still tick, 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 tick. We're still getting to the top. Oh, my goodness gracious. And more important than myself seeing that or you, the world saw it. There are a lot of countries around the world who just got more sad once they saw that. How old are you? He asked twice. He needed to know. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. How old is that child? Ugh. Gross. That fool, he ain't in charge of shit. His thoughts, the Oval Office, the country, he ain't in charge of shit. What the? Ranson Shan, thank you for the Hamilton. He says, hey, Jericho, do you believe some crimes or tragedies don't get attention because the victims aren't alive to tell the tale? Would the Holocaust be treated like a Chicago murder if there weren't survivors? Probably. I think so, especially now with things being hidden the way they are and it depends on the agenda and shit like that. Sure. Or if it wasn't documented, I think that helped too. But of course, it all depends. If they need it, it will be brought to the light. And if they don't, it will be shoved down into darkness, into the abyss, never to be heard from again. Steve Turner, thank you. Don't play my play hole, JG. Don't worry. I won't play in anybody else's play hole. I promise. Oh, man. What a fucking weirdo. He said that in front of everybody. How old are you? Twice. Eileen J, thank you. As per yesterday's topic of Nancy the Cougar, she's a turkey vulture, 20 years past the cougar, still likes to hunt, but too old to take down the prey. Tony Donozo, NCIS. Yeah, she's, if a cougar was her age, it couldn't hunt, it couldn't do shit. It would just lay there. She's no longer spry enough to take down her own kills. Oh my goodness, that's a wretched woman there. And she's number 3. Not like she's number 5, 6, 7 or some shit like that down the list. No, she's number 3. That's pretty close to the top. That's too close to the top. And I think the worst one of all, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the worst one of all is number 2. And where's she been? Anybody seen Kamala? She's been quiet as a damn church mouse. Where's she been? Where the fuck has Kamala been? She hasn't said anything. That's weird, man. That is so weird. She just straight disappeared. She's the border czar and all this other crazy shit. Nowhere. Missing. Steve Turner, again, thank you. I think old Joey B has 10 mini strokes per second. I think you're lowballing it at 10, but you're probably right. I mean, and again, how can one brain, take 3 aneurysms and an embolism and still function at a reasonable level? Is that possible? Is that possible? Like if you take a healthy brain and his, what do those look like next to each other? It can't be the same. That's some serious shit. That was blood flow stopped to the brain. Doesn't it start to die after a certain amount of time? In one brain. Noble victory. Thank you. God bless you, Jericho. Thank you for your service. Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. I mean, what percentage is his brain functioning on? Would you put like, I'd go as high. Let's set the over under at 25%. I say he's about at 20% capacity. That's not a fully functioning brain. The way he was talking, he's just old. And I'm not shitting on old people. But he just seems very, where am I? I need to pull my pants up higher. Like he just seems like the stereotypical old man, not fit for service in this country, not fit to run this country. I mean, I'm glad I was able to find that audio so you could hear it. Golly. Hello, baby. Spunbrain65, thank you. The Ugandan beast was tripping over her words at NASA. Why was she at NASA? Isn't that where smart people congregate? Don't you have to be a certain level of intelligence to be at NASA? The human salad shooter. Marianne S., thank you. Trump equals normal brain. Biden equals Abby normal. What was the name on that brain that you gave me? It was Abby something. Abby normal. Yeah, Trump is Hans Delbruck, and Biden is definitely Abby normal. Like, just take his brain out and fill his head with porridge or styrofoam peanuts, stuffing from a stuffed animal. All of those things would be better. Or a combination. Fill his head with dirt, sand, cat shit, leaves, bark, soil, concrete. It doesn't matter what you put in his head. It would function better than what he has now. Take a couple scoops of used kitty litter and put it in there. And I guarantee you're going to get more electricity, more neurons firing from that than his actual brain that he has in his head. I think somebody's controlling him by remote. He's not controlling himself. There's somebody in a trailer, in a van somewhere, with closed circuit TV cameras on him, watching him and making him move. You guys tell me right now in the comment section, give me one thing that you could fill his head with that would be more useful than the brain he has now. Okay? I'm going to do a super chat. I'm going to give you guys a second. Okay? You tell me what's something you could replace his brain with and get more out of it. Ranson Shan, thank you again. A CNN medical analyst who advocated for masks says now those mandates mentally disabled her son. Only direct consequences work on the left. Well. Number one, I am so sorry for that little boy. That is awful that happened to his or her son. But I would hope that, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. And I would hope that there's a different, more gentle way for them to see this than to have something like that happen to their kids. That's just fucking awful. But when you make kids breathe in CO2 for a long time, something's going to happen. These kids are going to be forever affected by this. This is going to be a mental scar for them. How deep? It goes from kid to kid. But you're going to see a lot of these problems happening. School is not just a place to learn from your teacher. Being on the playground is crucial. You form relationships. You learn your place in the hierarchy of the playground. That's life. And they took that shit away. Stole it. All right, let's see. You guys had a 30 seconds or so. Let's see what are some of the things that you could fill Biden's head with other than his current, I mean, I guess you call it a brain. It's only a brain because it's inside of his head. Let's see. Let me see. All right, hold on. Some of these, one of them I saw I can't read, but let's go. Beer, ice cream, Michelle's Big D. Invalid account. What Michelle who? You're not talking about, you mean the first, that's not nice. Soul Warrior Vibe says having ish for brains would be an improvement for Joe. True. Shit. Cotton. Nitrous. Kitty litter, tequila, porn, chocolate pudding, cotton candy, jelly beans, marionette strings or a stick up his ass, spilling Pez, dog poo, fish tank, puts the candle back, butterscotch, jellyfish out of the Pacific Ocean, camel toe Harris. I don't know if she fit, but damn it, let's make it. Let's try. Anything, metal, Kamala's used that's gross. Sardines, a 3-day-old turd. Definitely not my brain. Yeah, I don't know if he can handle that. Beef gravy, broccoli, whale penis. Helium. Meghan Markle rates him. Oh, she's another jackass. I can't stand her. Dirty Depends undergarments. Macaroni and cheese. Strained carrots. A box of dildos. I mean, the list goes on and on, people, and all of those things. Ugh, you guys got me getting emotional over here. All of those things. All of them. No matter how ridiculous. Recall baby formula, the ones that they didn't dump out. Dumpster juice. I mean, any of those things. Diarrhea, donkey dung. Those would all be better. Like I said last week, guys, and I stand by it. If you opened his head right now and looked inside, there'd be a dead mouse laying there. Honestly, there'd have to be, right? What else would be an excuse for this kind of behavior? Thank you for that, guys. Kana, thank you for the Twompski. How's it, JG? Finally listening live when you're live. Thank you. Native Hawaiian from the Big Island, Kona. Love that. We just there last year. That's where I got married. And it was so fun to go back, 10, 11 years later, after we had our kids, taken back to where we got married. It was great. When you coming back, would be an honor to meet you, sir. Much aloha. Hey, we want to go back next year. And I'll put the word out, when I'm going. Let you guys know I'll be out of the area and doing my show remotely. Hopefully I can do some lives from there. But I want to go back next year. And if we have the opportunity, yeah, love to meet you too, Kana. Appreciate it. Kona's beautiful. There was some beach that we went to. And that's the thing out there in Hawaii. Even if it's a private beach owned by a resort or something like that, there has to be public access. So we found this place. It was off the highway. I can't even remember where it was. But you pull up to the guard shack. They give you a card, like a laminated card, like this big, and you put it in your window. And it's pretty much first come, first serve. They only have X amount of cards. So you get there, put it in your window, put it on your dashboard, and then you grab your shit, a sunscreen and the bags and the chairs and all that shit. And we went around. There was a shower right there. There's a beautiful beach, and then you walk maybe 50 yards or so, and it turns to the right, and then there's the beach that's for the resort. I mean, that shit was nice. I can't wait to go back to Hawaii. My kids ask me all the time, when are we going back to Hawaii? Why can't we go now? Hey, hold on, kid. Got that kind of money to be hey, you guys want to go to Hawaii? Yeah. We got a plan for that, kids, but we will. We're going to go back. It was lovely. There were no bad days in Hawaii. Yeah, that was just, I don't know why he said that, why they think that's okay to say, but he did. And thank you for all those suggestions of what his head should be filled with, because that was hilarious. So don't forget mygreengear.com, jerichogreen.net. Delicious. And don't forget Boomer Boost. It is a complete, comprehensive, all-in-one powerhouse nutritional supplement designed specifically to boost energy naturally and support vital body functions, including heart health, circulation, muscle function, healthy bones, and vision. Boomer Boost is really easy to use. It comes in a powder form. Just add it to water. It tastes great, and it only takes 1 minute to mix up in the morning, and it's great nutrition for you, and it will last you the whole day. Go to boomerboost.com by clicking the link in the description box and use promo code Jericho, all caps, by the way, to get $5 off your first purchase. Sounds good to me. Put that $5 towards something else, like 1 single gallon of gas. Jupa, what's up? In 2004, I went to Army PLDC in Fort Lewis, Washington for my E5 promotion. It was open to all MOS. We had Army band soldiers there. God bless them, but they couldn't soldier like the rest of us. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Hey, more power to them. I'm not shitting on them. But to say they're a real Marine or a real soldier, no. They're, musicians or whatever the fuck they do, ribbon twirlers, but they're not a real soldier. Not the same thing. Not shitting on them, but come on. Come on now. So, yeah, let's talk about this Cincinnati cop. I was going to get into SB 107, but I'm not ready to get angry yet. So this Cincinnati cop, she's fired for saying the word. So I got it on my IG at JG Talk, by the way. So let's listen to this, shall we?
This body cam and dash cam caught Rose Valentino using the N-word back.
I don't know why that turned off. It pissed me off.
Finger when she was over at Western Hills High School. Take a listen.
Is she gonna just sit there?
Dumb. Oh, I hate him so much. Oh, I hate this world.
Now, she said she's just gonna fucking stand there. Dumb niggers. I hate them. I hate this world. Now. She is an officer of the law, and she is supposed to display an above average ability to handle stressful situations and keep her shit together. But let's look at the context of this. Number one, she was inside of her vehicle. She did not say to the kid, "You dumb nigger, I hate you." If she said that, you got to go. We can't have that shit. But you can't, for lack of a better word, you can't police people's private thoughts. That's what she thinks. How are you supposed to get inside her brain and stop that? Now, is it fun to hear? No. But you also need to look at the area she's dealing with. And you also need to look at that high school, Western Hills High School, whatever it's called. That's basically East Side High from Lean On Me. They are underachieving in every category, reading, math, science, all the important ones. They're underachieving. And it's a violent school. It's a hood-ass school. Now, she's supposed to go to this school and deal with these fucking future savages of America and be totally fine. She is human. Again, she does need to display an above average ability to deal with shit like that. That's right. Salty, pure blood, fair East Side High. But this is the shit she's dealing with. This is not indicative of all police. And let's say cops, there are a significant amount of police who are racist, but they keep it in check. And I would think her saying that in a patrol car and not outside is a form of self-control. But if I'm being honest here, is this a safe space? Can I be me? I don't give a shit. I don't. There's nothing. If this cop is really racist, there's nothing you can do to change her. Nothing. And don't act like she was being called to the same high school that Carlton Banks went to. Don't act like she was being called to the high school that the Winslow kids went to. This is one of them ghetto-ass hood schools that probably has metal detectors. So what do you expect? How do you see the worst of society every day, but you're still fucking Mary Poppins? And the reason, and you may not have heard that, but one of the reasons she was pissed is because one of the kids flipped her off. I had someone in the comments tell me, well, what if the cop said that to your kids? I said, my kid's not going to flip off a police officer. They're not. They're not going to be that disrespectful. And they go, well, was it disrespectful? Yes. But how disrespectful? You're talking about flipping off a police officer, an authority figure. What did you expect? And I don't really care what that cop thinks of me. I stay out of the way of cops. And they were like, oh, well, you need to look up her record. She has anger issues. You need to look up that school that she was responding to. Because I bet you if that kid, instead of flipping her off, waved to her, good morning, nodded to her, I don't think she would have said that. I don't think she would be like, oh, I hate these polite niggers. And then they had the nerve to tell me, I asked them, would you have the same reaction if it were a black cop? If a black cop were sitting in his car, the same experience, the same time, the same place, the same kid, and that cop said, oh, I hate these dumb niggas. I hate this world. Would you have the same reaction? And they said no, because when we say it to each other, it's different. You know, it's like a term of endearment. Really. And he says, hey, what's up? That's my nigga right there. He's like, see, that has a total different feel to it. I said, oh, yeah? How about, what sex you claim, nigga? How does that sound? Does that sound nice? Does that sound like a term of endearment? He says, when white people say it to black people, it's degrading. I'm going to kill you, nigga. Sounds pretty degrading to me. So it's a double standard. A white cop has to somehow hold all their emotions together, but a black cop is free to say whatever they want. And I'm sure there are probably more black cops than white cops that feel that way and speak that way when they're by themselves. You mean to tell me none of us have ever been home watching the news or something, or some kind of clip where these savage ass little nigglets are out here gunning each other down or shooting some old lady in her neck, and you didn't say the same thing? I remember many times my parents looking at the TV going, look at these niggas here. All the time. Were my parents racist? Or were they calling it like they see it? Because niggas are a subsect of black people. Everybody has them. Everybody has somebody with the same color as them, and when they see them doing shit like that, they shake their head and call them a name. But somehow cops, they can't do that. And that woman, she was in her patrol car. She didn't say that outside. She didn't roll the window down and tell the kid that. That would be losing your shit, losing control. But to be honest, I don't give a shit. Anybody would be like that in that type of area. When you see that kind of shit, when you see the fights and the violence and the disrespect, you think that was that cop's first time up to that school? Shit. Like that's indicative of police in America. And if it is, Brian King B. Falcon, exactly. Get your hand out my pocket, nigga. You know where that's from? That's what the guy said before he shot Malcolm X, who was the same color as him. Well, Biden's perverters didn't get the message about these racist police because he's campaigning to refund the police and give them more money. He wants Congress to give $10 billion to hire 100,000 police over the next 10 years. Because when you defund the police and you don't have their back and you cause them to quit, you got to replace those police with somebody. Is this going to be the cream of the crop? Is it going to be the best of the best? Is it going to be like Officer Kinney that I know or Officer C. Braley, former military? Come on now. No, you're not going to get that. You're going to get some fool with his finger up his nose, buried to the second knuckle, talking about, that's where I line up? God, nobody wants to play with me. That's what you're going to get when you lower the standard because you're scrambling for officers. Should there be more training for officers? For sure. People that run around with guns in their belt need training all the time. I have no problem with that. No problem whatsoever. But what that lady did, I don't have a problem with it. I don't care. I got bigger fish to fry. I don't care about that shit. The only time I'm ever going to have a run-in with the police is if it's some kind of traffic infraction. Speeding. That would really be it. I use my turn signal. I don't ride people's asses. Probably speeding. I live between 80 and 85. That's going to be it. You think I'm going to act like an ass and flip the cop off? Fuck you, I'm not telling you nothing? No. So therefore, I won't have any problems with the police. And if I feel for some reason or in any way that the cop is being racist toward me or treating me disrespectfully, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get their name and their badge number, which they have to tell you. And I'm going to go about the proper channels and get something to happen. They're going to be punished. They're going to be reprimanded. Something's going to happen. It depends on the level of the offense. That's one of the things in this country that makes it great. We have this thing called recourse. You do me dirty. You do something wrong to me, something illegal, something disrespectful. I can do something about it. But that cop, of course, has been fired because you can't utter words anymore. Even though how many times you think that cop, when she parks her cruiser and walks to the principal's office to deal with it, with whatever little fucker she has to deal with, how many times you think she hears the N-word? But it's a term of endearment. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. That is an awful, disgusting word with vile origins. But we took it and we reappropriated and made it our own. You're a jackass. Make up a new word. What an opportunity to create a new word. But you took an old, disgusting one and you use it all the time. Just think about how stupid that is. I'm going to call you this word to degrade you and put you down and make you feel less than. And once I get the ball spinning on my finger, once I get the nigger ball spinning on my finger, I'm going to place it on yours. And you're going to go like this and keep it spinning forever. No, that makes total sense. No. It doesn't. It has no pain. It doesn't make me feel any pain at all when another black person is telling me that in an angry way, in an angry fashion. Because don't act like every time it's like, oh, man, what's up, my nigga? No, it's not like that all the time. Don't bullshit me. I'm going to get cancer from all the smoke you're trying to blow up my ass right now. It's a horrible word used to describe horrible people. That's how it was in my house. My parents did not use that back and forth. They didn't say that shit when they came over, when we had family and shit. If they were using that word, it was to describe a certain person and it wasn't good. But you're going to fire this woman and end her career off of a moment of frustration in private. Now, how private was it? You were on the clock, so I don't know if it was like private, like being in your living room. But who was that politician? I can't remember his name. It wasn't Strom Thurmond. I don't think it was. It was the dude I think it was from Mississippi. And I think he might have been at Strom Thurmond's birthday. I think that's what it was. Exactly. Before I finish that point. Well, here, let me pin in this and then finish my point so I don't forget. But he was at some politician's birthday, a former politician. He was old as shit. It was like his 90th or 100th birthday or some shit. And I don't remember the exact thing he said, but he said something about black people or that he supported him as a politician and the guy was like a Klansman or some shit. But the point is, it was said in private. It was at a birthday party. And when the word got out, this dude was slammed in the press. You're a racist. They made him do the bullshit apology. So this guy was a racist. And what do you think that did to mend the fences when he was close to basically being fired and had to issue a bullshit apology? Do you think that really helped to educate him and change his mind? The shit was in private. It should have never been discussed in public. If you can't say shit in private at a party, at your friend's birthday party, then where the hell can you say stuff? We can't be offended by everything. People are going to say shit. They're going to think what they think. So what? Don't act like white people are the only racist people in this country. Are you kidding me? Anybody can be a racist, can have racist thought and racist beliefs. But really, to be honest, as long as you keep them in your head and you don't disrespect me, I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't know what's in your head, nor do I care to find out. But Brian King B. Falcon says, if it is endearment, why get upset when another race calls you that? Yeah. You don't get upset when somebody from another race calls you homeboy or friend, my boy. You don't get mad at that. So if it's a term of endearment, why can't we all say it? Why can't anybody come up to you and say, you know what? You're my nigga. What's wrong with that? If it's a term of endearment. Or is it some bullshit? Some esoteric wet dream you have where only a certain group of people can say that. Only we can say it. Words are for everyone. Equality, remember? Equality. They don't want equality, they want easy. Equality has multiple sides. Equality also means being able to take the slings and the arrows too. But in a nutshell, I don't give a shit that cop said that. I don't. I mean, the grand scheme of things, does that affect anybody? So far, it looks like it's only affected her and made her lose her job. And if you told that kid, hey, man, when she drove by, she called you a nigger, the kid probably wouldn't care. He would care as much as the people around him told him to care to try to get money out of it. Jed Lancaster, peace out, man. Thanks for spending the time that you did. Mitchell McNeil, exactly. If it's too hot, stay out of the damn kitchen. Stop saying that shit. That's just, I don't know if you guys hear shit going on, but we're getting our AC unit put in. We're just in time because it's supposed to be 108 on Saturday, 111 on Sunday, and 112 on Monday. You talk about just in time. But honestly, I don't give a shit what that cop said. I don't even live in Ohio, or Ohio, Cincinnati. That's where it was. She was Cincinnati PD. I don't live there. I don't give a shit. And the overwhelming majority of police officers that I know aren't like that. And if they are, they sure do a good job of hiding it from me. When they invite me to their home or introduce me to their girlfriend when they're out in public. They sure do a good job of hiding that shit. We're all hiding something. Jupa, again, thank you. It isn't indicative of law enforcement officers, but it is indicative on how kids these days, on how kids are these days. While on patrol, I get more middle fingers and cussed at by juveniles than any adult. Definitely got to keep your cool. For sure. And thank you for your service, man. You stay safe out there, especially in Puro Salas way. But yeah, it's all about what kind of people are you putting out in the world to interact with these police officers. Are you putting out respectful young men and women? Or are you putting out wild ass little thundercats who learn that shit from you and you're going to get them fucked up one of these days? Because they're raised by their mama and their auntie, their tia, whoever, a bunch of women. So you got them thinking like a woman in the body of a man. That's going to get them in trouble. They're going to think they can't be touched, just like the woman. Because women get a much longer rope than men. In damn near any way. In damn near every way. When it comes to the potential for violence, whether it be police or out in public, you can slap a man, throw your drink in his face, calling names and shit, hit him. When it comes to a situation that could potentially turn violent, women get much more leeway. They get what you call a wide berth. They get lots of room to say that shit because a man is physically stronger and could smash them. So you're going to give them more rope to hang themselves. So of course they're going to think, you know, yeah, I can get away with more shit. Every woman knows they can get away with more shit. Why else would they do that? Why else would you've seen 1,000 times on TV, on a TV show or a movie where a woman gets mad and throws her drink in a man's face or slaps him? Huh? What happens if another man slaps you and then he just stands there? You're going to get his ass whooped. That's all you did was slap me? You should have done more with your opportunity. Now I'm going to fuck you up badly. Number one, because you slapped me. And number two, you're a man and I know you can take it. And whether you can take it or not, I'm going to give it to you. You wouldn't do that to a woman. Just like a child. If a 4-year-old comes up to you and kicks you in your shin, oh, you little bastard. You're not going to fucking uppercut him into the rafters. But let some man come up to you and kick you in your shin. You're going to beat the shit out of him. Right? That's how it is. Don't change the rules on me now. But you're going to get these boys out here thinking they're a woman, thinking they got that extra rope, and they're going to get fucked up. For real. Oh, that made me think of that video that came out a few months ago. There was some Ku Klux trans member out there with these women, and the cop was like, hey, you guys are protesting. Hey, you got to get the fuck out of here. And the fucking Ku Klux trans member would like put his hand on the cop. That cop said, boom, I don't give a shit what you think you are. From where I'm standing, you're a 6'2" man, and I'm going to beat your ass. Man, he knocked the shit out of that fool. That's what you get. That's what you get. Shit. Invalid account says more parents have to work and there's less parents to raise their own. But agents of the government attracts all the failed business owners. These women are bad at raising children and being teachers. Yeah. You know, I talked about this last week. There was a time where a man could go out and have one income and raise his family and put his kids through college. And it would leave the mother at home to be with her kids and shape their lives and teach them and be there for those moments. That'd be great. I wish we could. I wish every kid could grow up like I did with a parent in the home when they came home. Keeps you from doing a lot of stupid shit too, knowing that your dad's home or your mom or your dad's there. Chuck McDaniel says, when I was growing up, even neighbors would whoop your ass. I had a neighbor next door, R.I.P. Miss D. That woman didn't play. She'd tear your ass up, send you home to get your ass tore up again. These kids were riding their fucking dirt bikes back and forth in front of the house, pissing her off, scaring her animals and shit. She took a 22 and shot one of their bikes. That woman. If you asked her, Miss D, how much fuck around do you have? She'd say 0. Somebody called her. She used to do upholstery, and I would help her during the summer to make extra money. I'd help her carry the couches and shit out of people's houses and load them up and then unload them when she got back and help her, you know, around her shop and shit. And somebody was unhappy with the work and they called and left her this message cussing her out saying they were going to kill her. So she took that down to the sheriff's office and she got a CCW. And she had this fanny pack. Those are back in style, but I'm talking about when they were first in style. She had a fanny pack and it had a little compartment behind it. You zip it open. She had a snub nose 357 in that bitch. And she wore it all the time. So if you ever saw Miss D with her fanny pack on, just know there wasn't a wallet and some fucking Altoids in there. She was packing a 357 with hollow points. This woman did not play. But yeah, the neighbors would tear your ass up too. I remember coming from his house because he's still my best friend to this day. My boy Leo, that was his grandma. And there was this path that connected our house to her house. And I remember my mom, we did something, broke a window, did some shit we weren't supposed to do. He got his ass tore up. I had to go home. And I'm going home and my mom is waiting at the other end of the path for me with her arms folded. So, you know, what does that mean? Customer service. But it would be a lot. Number one, it would be better if people got married before they had their damn kids to make it so they had a nuclear family and a higher possibility of having somebody there home when they get home from school. Ron Baker, yeah, 357 will put your dick in the dirt. It'll put all of you in the dirt. 357 ain't no bullshit, and neither was Miss D. R.I.P. to her. And R.I.P. to her husband, Mr. Leo. That's who my friend is named after. He'd always be on his tractor smiling with a can of Miller High Life. That's for real. Always smiling. Can of Miller High Life. It could have been a commercial. Miss Pepsi Girl, thank you. Sorry I'm late. Hey, this isn't the mall. What is a Hulk Hogan song? I don't even remember his theme song. I should, because I was a big fan, huge fan of his as a kid. I got to meet him one time when I worked at the radio station. Oh, where's the bathroom, brother? Right this way, Mr. Hogan. Nice guy. Don't worry about being late, Miss Pepsi Girl. The important thing is that you're here now. That's what's important. But I wish I did remember Hulk Hogan's song. I should look that shit up. No better time than the present. Man, Mr. T had a song. Hulk Hogan had one. Who else? I remember the 49ers had one. The Chicago Bears had a song. Everybody's making fucking songs back then. Hulk Hogan's playing the guitar. Oh, man. You guys ever seen that movie No Holds Barred? Look, man. Hold up. Hold up. I am a real American. Can't say that now. Hey, this isn't the mall. Hey, when they would have Hulk Hogan in like a sleeper hold, and they raise his arm up and it would fall, and then they raise it up again and it would fall. No, Hulk, please tell me you're not going to lose. And then they raise his arm up for the third time, and he starts going like this. Man, come on. That shit. I used to love that as a kid. But No Holds Barred. That came out, what, 89? So by the time it came out on video, it was like 1990 or something. Video shit took forever to come out on video back in the day. It wasn't like film it. Oh, it's streaming. So I remember watching that movie, and that was the greatest movie I'd ever seen. Zeus, R.I.P. Tiny Zeus Lister, Debo. That he was Zeus way before he was Debo. He used to wrestle and shit. After this, he was in like the WWF for a minute. But I remember watching that movie. Man, this is awesome. Hulk Hogan's in it. Zeus is in it. And then I watched it as an adult. Uh-oh. That was probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. It was dog shit. The scene where he's inside the limo and they're kidnapping him, he's kicking the limo and the car is fucking careening. Like he's strong enough to make a car swerve around. Oh my God. And then they get to the warehouse, right? There's all these thugs waiting there. We're going to kick your ass, Hulk Hogan. His name was Rip in the movie. We're going to kick your ass, Rip. And then he jumps out and busts through the roof of the limousine like it was made out of fucking balsa wood. Like it was made out of some Hollywood cork board or something. He busts through the roof of a car. Oh my goodness, it was horrible. Oh yeah, Jeremy Brimmer, where he says he like scares this guy and the guy shits his pants and he goes, "What's that smell?" It's Dookie. Oh Lord, that movie was bad. Whoo! But I loved it as a kid, man. You couldn't tell me shit when I was a kid. That was Oscar worthy. What's that smell? It's Dookie. And I respect any opportunity to say the word Dookie. I do. Yeah, Reggie, that was good, wholesome action, man. It was. Ripley, he worked with the kids, was doing like charity work with the kids. It was all about be a good kid, good versus evil, good wins. It was awesome. I'll say this shit again. And shout out to my man, Sean, my man, Gabe. Tomorrow on Double Impact, we're going to be talking about Roadhouse. But there is a market for these old action movies. Good versus bad, good wins, family, action, violence, titties. It's a very simple recipe. Good. Let's see, got a cup and a half of action, 2 cups of some blood, 3/4 a cup of violence, a pinch of titty, and 1 1/4 cups of family. Mix that shit and bake it every time. Every time. Speaking of, yesterday, my son and I finished because we started watching it, then it was bedtime, had to go. No budget on bedtime, especially if you got school the next day. That's just how it is. How it was for me, it's how it is for them. Tyrese Brown, what's up? Scary Harry Flanagan, you're right. A handful of titties, not just a pinch. You're right, more titty. But we finished watching Predator. And the first part that we watched was right, because I had to get to the scene where they all line up and shoot into the jungle. That's the coldest shit ever. When they kill Jesse the body, and then Bill Duke or Mac, he picks up his gun, and they all line up and just start spraying in the jungle. That is a classic scene. So right after that is when I hit pause, and then we finished it the next day. He sat there through the whole damn thing and watched it. Now, of course, my son is 6 years old, so we had 47 questions a minute. I don't know how many times I said, just watch and you'll see. I don't know how many times I said that, but I did it and we got through it. Daddy, how come he can't see him? Because he's, the part in the end where he falls in the water and then he climbs, he's covered in mud, and the predator goes right past him. I said, because remember, he can see your body heat. And if you're covered in mud, he can't see your body heat. Oh. He freaked out when they showed the alien, when they showed Predator for the first time. Oh, man, he loved it. I'm here. Kill me now. Come on. Kill me. Fuck yeah. Bullshit. All of it. So you cooked up the story and threw us in the meat grinder. Classic, man. Loved it. Dylan, you son of a bitch. And that girl said, there's one more thing. When you, I saw its blood on a leaf. Good. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Yeah, exactly, Spunberry 65. That was the great Arnold. That was before he turned into a woke, unappreciative piece of shit. But, man, come on. Oh, Motor Love 1968. You're a Razor Ramon fan, huh? R.I.P. The bad guy. Why always have to be the bad guy? Yeah, that toothpick. Razor Ramon's a shit. If it bleeds, we can kill it. It's not going to, we don't do that kind of work. We don't do that work. Let me stop, man. But it was awesome watching it with my son. And ladies, I don't know if you have this film. Maybe you do, because my wife, she liked Footloose as a kid. So she was all excited to watch that with my daughter. So maybe it is like that for women. But as a man, to show your son the action movies that you fucking watched, I mean, repeatedly as a child, probably 50 times or more, to see your son's face light up on those same movies, that shit's beautiful. Someone said, Mr. Perfect. Yeah, R.I.P. Mr. Perfect. The Perfect Plex? Come on, man. Billy, what's wrong, Billy? My man Gabe, what up? The aforementioned Gabe, who I will be on Double Impact with tomorrow, and Sean talking about Roadhouse. He says 2 double D cups of titties. You're right. Maybe I got the titty measurement wrong, but I didn't want to have more titty than action, because then it's not an action movie anymore. It's one of those movies you got to go behind the curtain with the room with the red light in it. Remember that, fellas? Ladies, you probably didn't even notice that room, but that was 50% of my focus when I went into the video store, is to catch a peek of those videos on the shelf inside the porno room. See, before the internet and every sexual act ever performed was online, you had to go to the video store. And in the video store, there was either like the saloon doors or a curtain or something, and there was usually a red light in there, and that's where the men went. I say men because I never saw a woman in there. But that's where the men would go to get the porno video. So they'd have the porno mixed in with some other videos, like the person checking them out is not going to notice, big titties and ass or whatever video you got. But some dudes were hardcore. They just go up there, and that's the only video they wanted was a porn. They had no shame in their game. But I respect the 2 double D cups of titties, Gabe. I do. You'll never get an argument from me of showing more titty. I'm a titty fan. I'm a titty connoisseur. You know, like a wine sommelier. I'm a titty sommelier. Jeff Stitt, my men are not expendable. That's right. He told him, Dylan, she falls behind, you're on your own. Because that's not what they went there, but they didn't go there to save nobody. They went there to get that CIA paperwork. The CIA wanted some info on this group that they were following, but he told Dutch they had to go in there and save some people. That's why he says, bullshit, all of it. So he cooked up this story and threw us in the meat grinder. Fucking Dylan. But Dylan was cool. Remember he ran off with Mac to go save Mac or help him, and they both ended up getting smoked. Yeah, fucking Mac got fucked up too. I will get you. I will get you. I will get you. We got some fun, baby. We got some fun. That was his friend, man. When he killed Jesse the Body, that after that, he was sitting there at night on watching, just sitting there talking to him and shit. Man, that was his boy. He was hurt when he died. Stuff will make a man out of you. Stephen Ayers, thank you. Says Schwarzenegger, Stallone, or Swayze. Okay. First of all, Swayze does not belong in the pantheon of great action stars. He doesn't. He gave us Roadhouse. That was about it. I don't see Swayze as an action star. Now, between Stallone and Schwarzenegger, dude, that's like picking between my two kids. Frank Powers, yeah, my kid's like Three Stooges too. My son more than my daughter. But yeah, Three Stooges was the shit. Stallone or Schwarzenegger? Damn. Because you got Rambo versus Predator and Commando, Cobra. Fuck, man. Rambo. I mean, First Blood. Let It Go, or I'll give you a war that you won't believe. He could eat things that'll make a billy goat puke. Oh, come on. Oh, Murdoch, I'm coming to get you. But then you have Terminator, Commando, Predator. Shit, man. Raw Deal. Running Man. I wouldn't count that shit. But, what was the one that he did with Jim Belushi? No, John Belushi. Jim Belushi. Which one did he do with Jim Belushi? Damn it. What was the name of that? I don't want to look it up. I want somebody to tell me. What was the name of the movie that Schwarzenegger did with Jim Belushi? Motor Loves 1968 says Stallone for sure. Okay, I respect that. What was that movie that Schwarzenegger did with Belushi? Red Heat. Oh, Red Heat. That was a good one too. That one sneaks under the radar. That was a good movie. But let's get back to the question, shall we? Schwarzenegger or Stallone? Oh, but then Rocky. Fuck. I got to go with Stallone. Just off the resume. Stallone definitely had a more impressive resume. He did. Rocky, Rambo, that right there. Yeah, Scary Harry Flanagan. You got to check out Red Heat. That was some more 80s straight action. Lots of shooting. Yeah, that was a good one. Reggie, I'm not Running Man. No. I'm not a fan of that one. Concuss says Arnold. Yeah, I mean, you can't be mad at that either. Arnold brought some heat. Terminator? No shit like that being done before Terminator. And then Terminator 2? Liquid Metal. Oh, man. Why'd you shoot that guy? Because you told me to. Oh, man. I mean, shit. But then Stallone. Demolition Man. Tango and Cash with Kurt Russell. You did a movie with Kurt Russell in 1989? Shit, man. Yeah, Stallone. Not a fan of Cliffhanger. I think I've only seen that once, maybe. The Professional, I probably saw that once. Yeah, Laurie Hensley, Conan. I mean, you know, is it a lose? Either way you go is not a loss, but I got to lean towards Stallone. Hey, you know, Stallone was a shit too. Cobra? Oh, Cobra? Yeah, and then, you know, you throw in Bruce Willis. He was big. Of course, Die Hard, the first one. Not the second one was shit. I think all the other ones after that were shit, really. I don't like any of the other Die Hards except the first one. The second one at the airport in the snow, get out of here. That was garbage. I am the law. Yeah, then you got Judge Dredd, D. Heather Green. Not a big fan of Over the Top. I do like the message, you know, with his son and all that shit. That was cool. But I wasn't a big fan of Over the Top. Ooh, okay. Kenneth Jackson, you want to up the ante a little bit. Okay. He says, Jericho Green, I got one. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, or Chuck Norris. Yowza. Jean-Claude. See, that was a different one. Now you're getting out of the 80s and getting into the 90s action stars. But Bloodsport, that was late 80s. But like Hard Target, Double Impact. Oh, what was that? The one he did with Roger Moore in like 96, where he was like Clown Van Damme and what was that shit? I can't even remember that stupid ass movie. Now Chuck Norris, you got to take out the jokes. You know, remember Chuck Norris once slammed a revolving door and all that shit. You got to take that out because that was after Chuck Norris made his name. But Missing in Action, Hero and the Terror, not Sidekicks. You lost me on that one, bro. I don't know if I can put Chuck Norris in there with Seagal and Van Damme. I feel like Chuck Norris, he's on the Mount Rushmore and he can't be questioned. So I say it's between Seagal and Van Damme. Under Siege, Marked for Death, Above the Law, Out for Justice. Yeah, The Quest, Gabe. Oh my goodness. That was fucking horrible. Oh my goodness, that was bad. If Roger Moore isn't in a Bond movie, I don't want to see him. Van Damme or Seagal? Shit, Van Damme? Can I just do Jean-Claude Van Seagal? Is that possible? All right, I got to make a choice. Van Damme. I got to go with Van Damme on that one. Sicilian Christian, don't even bring up Clint Eastwood. They can't hold a camera. Now you're getting into Westerns. And I've already said, and I'll say it again, Clint Eastwood is the greatest movie Western actor ever. Yes, better than John Wayne, the Duke. I get it, but Clint Eastwood, come on, man. Gabe, thank you again, Gabe. He says, I should be on for this section of the show. Yeah, man. Or it could be a part of Double Impact. Could be a part of that. I got a reminder on my phone set for 3:00 tomorrow to watch Roadhouse. Yes, I've seen it 57 times, but I need it fresh in my mind because we're going to take that movie apart tomorrow. In a good way. We're going to break it down. But Swayze, somebody, I'm sorry I missed it or lost it, but somebody said Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan. There is no comparison. Jackie Chan, awesome. A lot of people know him from the newer, goofier shit where he's doing, he's spinning a fucking ladder around his head, doing funny shit, and he's great at that. Does all his own stunts. But you can go back to Drunken Master and shit like that, where he's doing like the traditional kung fu, like the the Saturday morning kung fu theater type shit. And he was awesome. But Bruce Lee? Nah. Nope, Bruce Lee's on Mount Rushmore too. Speaking of Chuck Norris being on there and Bruce Lee, remember it goes by two different names. What is it? Return of the Dragon is how I knew it. The little box VHS set we got, it was called Return of the Dragon, but I think it's called something else. And also Fist of Fury was called some other shit too, The Big Boss. But I knew it as Fist of Fury because that's what it was in my VHS box set. But as far as Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan, there's no comparison. I'm sorry. Jackie Chan, you're cool. But you can't fuck with Bruce Lee. You can't. I remember watching Bruce Lee movies and me and my brother immediately turning off and trying the moves on each other. And by that, I mean my brother kicking my ass because he was 4 years older than me. Hey, you got Delta Force with Chuck Norris? I remember that shit. Not the second one, but I remember the first Delta Force. Rome 13 says Pat Morita. Yeah, R.I.P. Mr. Miyagi. He was a shit. But, yeah, I'm sorry. I got to pick Van Damme over Seagal. The muscles from Brussels? Motor Love 1968. Clint for sure. Yeah, I'm sorry, John Wayne fans, but I would rather watch a damn Clint Eastwood Western before John Wayne one. B-Loke, DGAF. I feel you, man. I respect it. He says, Jean-Claude was lit, but I got to take Chuck Norris all day. Hey, I respect that, man. It's a win-win. You're back-to-back in an alley fight with any of these guys, you're going to be good to go. You won't have no problems. But if I had to pick, Gabe says, Van Damme had more charisma. Seagal had more fun and sanity. True, but and I also think it's because Van Damme was better looking. That dude was like a fucking model. Look at the muscles on that dude. He definitely had the charm thing for him. But if you want to say Van Damme has more charisma, I take you to the scene from Under Siege where the girl, Jordan, or whatever her name is, the one who popped out of the cake with her titties out, when she hugs him, he like rubs her ears. Instead of hugging her back, he just like starts. If that's not charisma, I don't know what is. But that shit was weird. Very weird to watch. Oh, man. Marianne S. Yeah, Man on Fire. And I just discovered, forgive me for being 20 years late to the party, but the Denzel version of Man on Fire is a remake. The original came out in 1987. What was that dude's name? He was, why can't I remember his name? Again, I don't want to look it up. I'd rather interact with the people. What was the dude's name who was the main character in the first Man on Fire that came out in 1987? I can see the guy's face right now. Wasn't he in Kill Bill? Damn it. But, the scene in Man on Fire when, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but when PETA gets returned to him and she's running across the bridge and she goes, Creasy, and she screams. Every time that gets me. Crack a window, it's dusty. Oh, that shit gets me every time. Scott Glenn, yes. Scott Glenn. Yes, Heidi. John Creasy. Tell her, I need proof of life. Tell her, ask her what she named her bear. It's Creasy Bear. That shit was funny. No, not David Carradine, Christopher M. Scott Glenn. Yeah, that's who it was. Oh, man. R.I.P. David Carradine, huh? What a way to go. Get choked out while you're jerking off. I guess there's worse ways to go. Yes, Brian Hendricks, Erica Eleniak. She was in Playboy, but her character's name was Jordan, I believe. Yeah, man. Yeah, when that scene when PETA comes running across the bridge, because you gotta take the whole movie under consideration, like all the shit they've been through. He thought she was dead, so he's just on a revenge mission. He was just on a revenge mission. He told the mom, she said, "What are you gonna do?" He said, "I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm gonna kill him. Anybody that profited from it, anybody that opens their eyes at me." So he was all about revenge. He thought PETA was dead. And then to find out she was alive at the end. Oh, shit, man. Stop. And she screams his name, Creasy. Dude, I can't even get into that whole movie, but if you haven't seen it, watch that shit. Especially if you got a daughter, you better have a fucking tissue or something near you, your shirt, something, because you will crack. Santo Bartes. Hey, Santo. Thank you for the Hamilton. What about 80s ninja movies? Sho Kosugi. I'm not even going to read the rest of this, okay? Hold on. Revenge of the Ninja. Don't tell me about Sho Kosugi. Revenge of the Ninja? I've seen that shit 1,000 times. Sho Kosugi was the man in that genre. Even Chuck Norris had a ninja movie, The Octagon. That's right. I remember that shit. Great show as usual. Thank you, Santo. And Hey, Santo. That's also from a karate movie. Only the Strong, Mark Dacascos. That was the capoeira bad guy. He was the bad guy, the gangster. But Sho Kosugi, yeah, man, I remember the Octagon with Chuck Norris. Everybody had to take a bite from the ninja apple, man. It's just what they had to do. That was just like in the 80s when all the metal bands had to do a ballad. I don't care how hardcore you were, how many fucking bird heads you bit off and coke you snorted, you had to give us a ballad player. That was the nature of the beast. But yeah, man, Sho Kosugi. American Ninja, yes, but Sho Kosugi would fuck him up. Bottom line. Slapshot. Nora Kramer says Slapshot, best sports movie ever. I don't know. I would have to throw Remember the Titans in there. J-Hell, come on, Last Dragon. Don't get me started. That's one of my that's where I get Green from, Jericho Green. In case you guys don't know, Jericho Green is not my real name. I know, mind blown. But I took the characters' names from my two favorite action movies. Jericho Jackson from Action Jackson and Jericho Green and Leroy Green from The Last Dragon. So I know Last Dragon inside and out, front to back, top to bottom. I say all the words when I watch the movie. My kids hate to watch it with me for that reason. Bam. Yeah, guys, we went Rudy. All right. Twisted Soul. You're right. Rudy's in there. But The Last Dragon, and that a wholesome movie. A boy or a young man, Leroy Green, comes from, I know it's taboo these days, but he comes from a nuclear family. He has a mother and a father. The mother and the father own a small business, a pizza place called Daddy Green's Pizza. Just direct your pizza to Daddy Green's Pizza. The replacement's Charlie Stevenson. I don't know about that one. But he comes from a nuclear family, and he falls in love with this girl that he sees on TV. But his brother, who is younger, is also in love with her. And then some other shit happens too. But another great, wholesome movie. It wasn't no bullshit. His mom wasn't a single mom, and his dad wasn't no hustler or a player. He was a business owner. And they loved him. In the movie, the dad even stands up to the bad guy. The bad guy came looking for his son. He said, "You know where I can find Leroy Green?" He says, "No. And I'm not sure I'd tell you if I did know." Well, that's my son, fool. That shit was crazy. I mean, yeah, there's a certain corniness to it. Yeah, it's shitty kind of watching it now. It was a corny movie, but there's some good messages in there. And I've seen that movie 150 times. My mom hid the movie from me. Moms out there, you hear your kids watching something over and over and over. My mom hid the movie from me. That's how bad it was. Whew, people, another great live stream. Some of the things we didn't get to today, trust me, I will get to them mañana. Weapon X says Ernie Reyes Jr. Yeah, he was a little kid. He's probably like 6 or 7 years old in that movie. Now he's probably like 9 or 10. But yeah, he was in that movie too, kicking ass at the end. Florida nature lover David, yes. Jet Li, much respect to Jet Li. Yes, I've seen Islander 6_67 little brown guy. I have seen. They still call me Bruce. I watched that with my stepdad. But Jet Li, yeah, he's a shit. He's again one of those dudes from China who was big over there. Like legit, people would come for miles to watch him perform in weapons competitions and shit. Jet Li is legit, for real, martial artist. Heidi Booth, Dead Presidents. I got a T-shirt with one of their faces all painted up on there. That was a great movie. Lorenz Tate, that was awesome. And Keith David, well, then that's the deal. I'd rather eat cat shit with a knitting needle. This fucking awesome. Ooh, Sneaker Tribesman says Jet Li or Donnie Yen. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, Donnie Yen. I mean, he's got a shitload of movies, but Ip Man, if you guys, that's a more recent one. He's the guy from Ip Man, the first three. That's Donnie Yen. Big time Chinese action star. Shit, man. I think I'd have to take Jet Li just because he's just like more traditional and old school. But Donnie Yen is nothing to sneeze at. Donnie Yen is tight too. Oh yeah, Bolo Young, the big old buff dude from Enter the Dragon and Double Impact with Jean-Claude Van Damme. A little older, he had like one eye that was all white and shit. But yeah, Donnie Yen ain't nothing to sneeze at all. But if I had to choose, I'm gonna roll with Jet Li. Kiss of the Dragon was fire, Charlie Stevenson. That's very true. Yeah, people. Currently, looks like the temperature is only 92 degrees. Oh, not bad for 2:30. But as I mentioned in the beginning, it's going to be a whole lot damn hotter than that. And I'm not excited about it, but I am happy that we will have a new AC unit. Thank you. Bloodsport, classic. Mortal Kombat, not classic. That movie sucked. And the only thing worse than Mortal Kombat was Mortal Kombat 2. Nate Deasy, 502, thank you. Highlander, question mark? Yes, the first one. Christopher Lambert and Sean Connery? You're going to be in a lot of danger. A lot of danger. Yeah. Sean Connery? Oh, man, come on. Best James Bond ever. And if you don't agree, I'm going to need you to leave the chat right now. Sean Connery? Oh, man. Greatest James Bond by far, Daniel Craig. I don't give a damn who you say. Sean Connery was the best. One of the greatest actors of all time. Junior? Sean Connery says you're going to be in a lot of danger. Rome 13, 102 in San Bernardino. San Bernardino, largest county in America. You can fit the state of Indiana inside San Bernardino County. Boom. Take that for your next party. Huh? Next time you want to look cool at a party, tell them that shit. Alien Robot Ghost, thank you. Hey, this isn't the mall. Cradle of Love. Sniff, sniff the cradle of love. It doesn't have to be a cradle of love, just a cradle. Ugh. Gross. Kenneth Jackson, no, you didn't. You did not say Timothy Dalton was a good James Bond. He was one of the worst. But I will put Timothy Dalton before Pierce Brosnan. Pierce Brosnan was the softest James Bond we've ever had. Yeah, Reggie, Sean Connery is Bond. Period. I don't want to hear anything about it. Anything to the contrary is extremely pleh. Miss Pepsi Girl, thank you again. Fast Times, Porky's, or American Pie, or Van Wilder. I'm going to have to go. See, Fast Times and Porky's was a little before my time. That was the early 80s. I wasn't in the titties then. But American Pie, that came out in 1999 when I was 19 years old. I would say, American Pie or Van Wilder. Shit. I got to say American Pie. It's just more OG than Van Wilder. American Pie spawned Van Wilder. But Van Wilder was good too. That shit was hella funny. Vin Diesel, no. Vin Diesel can get the fuck out of here. No way. I will give him A Man Apart. I did like that. But Fast, Furious, all that. I just don't think he's that talented. Well, I'll take that back, man. I liked him in Knockaround Guys and Man Apart. That's it. Just not a big Vin Diesel fan. No, Mitchell McNeely. American Pie, not Hair Pie. Now you guys are starting to be play. I knew it. I knew I couldn't walk that fine line with you. Somebody would go play. I knew it. Why don't I listen to myself? Why? Hair Pie. That's very juvenile, sir. Marvin Law, thank you. I have to disagree. Pierce Brosnan. What? We just got to agree to disagree, man. You will never pull me onto your side. Pierce Brosnan? Hell no. Hell, I'll take Timothy Dalton, like I said, or what's it dude, George something? He was in like one, Your Majesty's Service, Secret Service or some shit. He was only in one Bond movie. Or Roger Moore. To me, it goes Connery, Moore, Craig, Dalton, and then who gives a shit about the rest? But Pierce Brosnan, I can't, man. I can't. He just wasn't. Bond has to have that perfect balance of tough and suave. And Pierce Brosnan is just too pretty boy, man. I can't. Sean Connery would whoop somebody's ass and his hair would be perfect. And then he gets the girl and then orders his vodka martini, shaken, not stirred. One of my favorite lines was this from Dr. No when he's on the table and homeboy, Bond is tied to the table and homeboy has a laser coming up between his legs about to cut him in half long ways. And he goes, "You expect me to talk?" "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die." What? He was like, I don't need shit from you. I'm here to kill you, bruh. "You expect me to talk?" Oh, man. Miss Pepsi Girl, now you're joining this. She says Pierce was the best. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Stop it. Pierce Brosnan was not the best. Exactly, JJ Finnegan. Who the fuck is Timothy Dalton? Exactly. I know one of them was License to Kill. That's the one that came out when I was a kid. I used to watch that one. JROC 734. Yeah, Pitch Black was cool. Pitch Black was cool. But Knock Around Guys, that was tight. He was fucking them dudes up. Mitchell McNeely says, LOL at Jericho Green. I love you, man. Don't try to change it now. You started all that plaid nonsense with the hair pie comment. Now you must wallow in it. Spunbrain65 says, I can't stand Roger Moore. I understand that. After coming off of Sean Connery, yeah, that was a drop in talent. Motorlove 1968 says Caddyshack or Groundhog Day. Caddyshack, I didn't watch. I think it maybe once I've seen that, but Groundhog Day, that was more my thing. So I go Groundhog Day. Bill Murray is hilarious. Hilarious. Okay, guys, I got to get out of here. My youngins are home from school. You know what that means? Homework. And then spending half of the time telling them to do their homework. And had they done their homework, instead of complaining about it, they would already be done. Am I the only one? Am I the only one whose kids don't get that? The time you spent complaining about doing your homework and the shoulders. My kids got the worst shoulders in the world. They got weak shoulders. I don't want it. Are my kids the only ones to do that? If all that time you spent bitching, you could have been done. You could have been outside playing. You could be watching your TV show. But no, you're complaining. Ugh. Where have I heard that before? Oh, yes. My parents, when I was a kid. Now I get it. Ooh, Daniel Weiss says Tommy Lee Jones or Samuel L. Jackson. Definitely Tommy Lee Jones. He's a better actor, and Samuel L. Jackson's a woke bitch. He wanted the judge to not give Juicy Smollett any time, any jail time. So that's what I think of him. But Tommy Lee Jones, yeah, come on, man. He has that niche, like he did U.S. Marshal, The Fugitive. He's that. I want every outhouse, doghouse, 30 miles up the river, all that shit. That he's perfect at that. Perfect at that. Olivia says, my son is 17 and he likes to get things done. My son is more like that. My son just does it. If I tell him to go clean his room, go pick something, he does it so he can get back and do whatever he wanted to do. My daughter, she's the one who takes a little more convincing. She's wild and all that, right? So it's all right. I'll work on her. But thank you guys. I appreciate you being here. Everybody in the comments, anybody who said something, asked something, I appreciate it. Donated something, or you were just here listening, watching, both, whatever. Thank you. Mañana, we got a full damn plate, and I'm about to go off. But remember this, you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.